Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy, and it offers examination coaching for UPSC CSE, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level and CLAT examinations. And about me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan Tumala, and I take up the analysis of the Hindu newspaper, that is daily news analysis of today's, that is 2nd of April 2021. And throughout my session, I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases from the Hindu newspaper, wherein we will try to identify the critical aspects of UPSC prelims by identifying the factual, analytical and conceptual questions. And also, while you all try to imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, that is for the mains examination, you would certainly score higher marks in the mains examinations, because you will be getting into the mode of imbibing the keywords and the key phrases, and thereby you will score higher marks in the mains examination. So this session at AKS IAS Academy will certainly help you to crack both the prelims as well as mains for the year 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would now focus at the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines which are practiced every day. So how does the success come to you? Is only by practicing simple disciplines. And that is the core mantra of success. And now we'll get into the DNA of the newspaper. And here we can see that the government has taken a U-turn on the interest rates on the small saving instruments. So we have discussed yesterday in regards to the what are the small saving instruments and how the government has gone ahead with cut in interest rates. And today's news again talks about how the government has taken a reverse stand, or it has taken a U-turn and then backtracked and reversed the sharp rate cuts which it has taken up on March 31st, 2021 in regards to the small saving instruments has now been reversed, and the notification which the government has come up for the rate cuts have been backtracked and reversed, especially for the Public Provident Fund, which wherein the rate cuts were almost a multi-decade low. And we have seen that yesterday. What are the one which are or which constitutes the small saving instruments? And this is the first time the center has backtracked or reversed or scrapped the notified interest rates on the small saving schemes or the small saving instruments. And this actually, the small saving instruments, the rate cuts would be taken up every quarter, and this quarterly interest rate setting system, which has begun in the year 2016, and since 2016 April, the government hasn't scrapped the notified interest rates on the small saving instrument, but this is the first time the government has gone ahead with scrapping its own notification on the interest rates on the small saving instruments. And the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said, or she has tweeted saying that orders issued shall be withdrawn. So certainly there is a clear mention by the Union Finance Minister that the orders or the notification is now withdrawn, and the interest rates of the small saving schemes of the Government of India shall continue. She has tweeted that it shall continue with the same rates which existed in the last quarter of 2020 and 2021, that is prior to March 21, that is March 2021. So definitely there is a sense that the government has taken a back step. It has backtracked, reversed and withdrawn the orders which were notified by the government itself in regards to the rate in interest rates cut on the small saving instruments. And now we will look at the another news, which is in regards to the news which we have focused yesterday, that how Pakistan government has come forward in regards to making sure that it allows the import of cotton and sugar. But again, the Pakistan government has taken a U-turn that now it is not planning to allow the imports from India in regards to the cotton and sugar. So definitely the Pakistan government on April 1st, 2021 has said that it is now deferring to the decision it has taken on March 31st, 2021. And it says that the decision which it has deferred to go ahead with allowing the import of cotton and sugar from India is the decision which is now linked to the Jammu and Kashmir issue. And the Pakistan is now saying it very clear, until unless there is a normalization which is taken up in Jammu and Kashmir by the move which was taken by the New Delhi, that is the government of India, the decision is freezed as of now in regards to the allowing Pakistan to import of cotton and sugar from India. So definitely there is a U-turn even from Pakistan government or Imran Khan government onto the import of cotton and sugar from India, and in turn to the decision or the deferring of the decision by the Pakistan, the government of India or the New Delhi has made it very clear that it will not reverse its decision in regards to the abrogation of Article 370, which it has taken a decision on August 5th, 2019. And it states very clearly that the Prime Minister of India and the Home Minister of India has made it very clear that the bifurcation of the states, that is Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories, into Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, would be again taken into consideration when the situation normalizes. Only then it will take into consideration, but the government of India is very clear that it will not reverse its decision in regards to Article 370 or abrogation of Article 370. And the decision which was freezed by Pakistan in regards to the import of cotton and sugar from India has been actually taken up by the finance minister while he was addressing a press conference on March 31st, 2020, while he was announcing a clearances from the ECC, that is Economic Coordination Council, which looks into the imports from India. And it has, that is the finance minister Hamad Asar has said that the kind of imports which were stopped since August 2019 were suspended by the clearance of Economic Coordination Council by the Finance Minister Hamad Azhar on March 31st, 2021. But on April 1st, 2021, the reversal of the Economic Coordination Council decision was announced not by the Finance Minister of Pakistan but by the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, that is Shah Mahmood Qureshi. And he says that, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan says that in regards to the clearance or the Economic Coordination Council for imports from India to Pakistan has to be focused and it has to be looked at further. Debate has to be needed. It is required, is the statement made by Foreign Minister. And now we will look at another news which talks about the keyword, that is Dada Saheb Phalke Award. And this Dada Saheb Phalke Award has been given, or the award is now for actor Rajnikant, and the center has announced the prestigious Dada Saheb Phalke Award for Rajnikant for his contribution to the film industry or Indian film as an actor, as a producer, and as a screenwriter. And the award was decided, that is the Dada Saheb Phalke Award for Rajnikant, was decided by a jury of 5 members. This is again very crucial or critical information for prelims perspective for current affairs. And this has been decided by the jury of 5 members. And the members are Asha Bhosle, Subhash Ghai, and then Mohanlal, and then Shankar Mahadevan and Biswajit Chatterjee. If you look at here, Asha Bhosle, singer; Subhash Ghai is a director; Mohanlal is an actor; Shankar Mahadevan is a music director; and then Biswajit Chatterjee is an actor. So all these 5 members were the jury, and then they decided that the Dada Saheb Phalke Award for the year 2021 would be presented to Rajnikant for his contribution as an actor, producer, and screenwriter. And it was in the year 2018 that Amitabh Bachchan has received the award, that is the prestigious Dada Saheb Phalke Award. And it was that for the 3 years, that is in the year 2019 and then 20, and then for 2021, that is for the next 2 years, there was no nominee. But again for the year 2021, there was the nominee for Rajnikant, and he has been awarded as the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. And This is the critical information for UPSC prelims perspective. And now we will look at about the Dadasaheb Phalke Award. And this Dadasaheb Phalke Award, the government of India has started or instituted this award in the year 1969. And this award is the highest honor for an artist in Indian cinema. And this award is presented annually at the National Film Awards ceremony by the Directorate of Film Festival, which is an organization of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And this entire statement is certainly a crucial and critical information for prelims perspective. For if at all there is a question asked in regards to which among the following statements are incorrect in regards to the Dadasaheb Phalke Award. So it has been instituted in the year 1969 and it is the highest honor for an artist in Indian cinema, and it is presented annually. This is important. Annually at the National Film Awards ceremony, and it is presented by the Directorate of Film Festival, which is an organization of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And this year 2021 Dadasaheb Phalke Award, which has been conferred on Rajinikanth, will be presented on May 3rd of 2021. So this is the Dadasaheb Phalke on his name. The Dadasaheb Phalke Award is been instituted since 1969 and it is the highest honor for an artist in Indian cinema. And the another news which talks about is in regards to the goods and services tax. And this goods and services tax has hit a record in the month of March 2021. And the Union Finance Minister has said that the gross GST, that is the goods and services tax, which is an indirect tax, this collection has hit a record of 1,23,902 crores in the month of March 2021. And the GST collection is the sixth month in a row that the GST revenues have remained above 1 lakh crore. So the target by the Union Finance Ministry in regards to the GST collection is 1 lakh crore. And for 6 months in a row, it has been crossing, or it has remained above rupees 1 lakh crore in regards to the GST revenue collection. And in the year that is on March 2021, it has recorded a touch of 1,23,902 crores of rupees, and this is a GST collection for the month of 2021 March is a record. And this indirect collection for the month of March 2021 is 27% higher than the GST revenue collection when compared to the March 2020. And if you look at the revenues in regards to the GST collection, that is goods and services tax, which is an indirect tax, the import of goods, it has increased 70% compared it to the year 2020, and the revenues for domestic transaction, which has been an increase of 17%. So if you look at imports of goods have been increased to 70% then compared to the previous year, that is 2021, comparing it with the year 2021. And in regards to the domestic transaction, the revenue has increased 17% higher compared to 2020 to the year 2021. And GST revenue collections are certainly a clear indicators that the rapid economic recovery is taking place post COVID-19 pandemic situation, and the record GST collection have been bolstered by closer monitoring. Now we are trying to look at what are the reasons that the GST collection is now has hit a record of 1,23,000 crores of rupees is because of. So we are now focusing at what are the reasons that has mobbed the GST collection and bolstered a very high is because of close monitoring against fake billing, close monitoring in regards to the deep data analytics. And in this deep data analytics, it has used the data from multiple sources such as from goods and services tax and from income tax and from customs IT systems, and thereby this multiple sources data has been used and then it has closely monitored in the deep data analytics. And this is the second reason the GST collection has been bolstered. And the third one, which has been a close monitoring, is on the effective tax administration. And this effective tax administration is been taken up since almost past few months. That is why 6 months in a row, the GST collections have crossed over 1 lakh crore, which is the target of the finance ministry. So this, we have looked at what are the reasons which has taken place by close monitoring against the fake billing, data analytics, and effective tax administration. And these are the one which has bolstered the GST collections in the month March 2021. And now we will look at another news which talks about BIMSTEC. So there was an virtual meet which has taken place, that is the virtual ministerial meet of the BIMSTEC, that is Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectorial Technical and Economic Cooperation. And all the ministers, that is External Affairs Minister, Foreign Ministers, have held the virtual summit. And in turn, the External Affairs Minister of India, S. Jaishankar, has expressed in the virtual summit or virtual meeting, he has expressed that India is committed about taking Bay of Bengal community to a new heights. So this is the crucial key phrase which we need to focus, that how India is very much committed in regards to taking the Bay of Bengal community to a new heights. That is the BIMSTEC, or the 7 member countries of BIMSTEC of Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectorial Technical and Economic Cooperation. And Mr. Jaishankar, while he was addressing the meeting virtually, has announced that the organization will soon have the common set of rules and regulations or goals for the entire Bay of Bengal community. And he has also made it very clear that the country, that is India, is delighted to note that the text of BIMSTEC's charter. So there would be not only with the common set of rules and regulations or rules and goals which would be announced in the near future, but there would be now that the finalization of the text of BIMSTEC charter is also now in the closing juncture. That is at the fag end of it. That is why we are also delighted. And Jaishankar has also said that we hope that all the member states timely complete their internal procedure. So this is the another one which Jaishankar has mentioned while he was addressing the virtual summit, that is in the timely completion of internal procedure for its adoption of 5th BIMSTEC summit. And the 17th BIMSTEC ministerial virtual meeting has taken place, and it has been chaired by Sri Lanka. And this is again crucial information for prelims UPSC perspective. But in turn, the ministerial summit has avoided any reference to the Myanmar's current crisis which it's facing. And the meeting, that is the 17th ministerial meeting, has drew participation of 7 member states, including Myanmar, and the national security advisors of all the 7 member states are closely working for having a security cooperation in regards to terrorism, intelligence sharing, coastal security, and then cyber security. So all the national security advisor of the 7 member states are certainly working on the security cooperation that are terrorism, intelligence sharing, coastal security, and cyber security. And in turn, there is certainly a cohesion between the 7 member states of the BIMSTEC, but they are certainly working out for a security cooperation several aspects, and the differences which are between Myanmar and Bangladesh is in regards to the Rohingya refugee crisis. But the 7 member countries in the ministerial meeting has avoided to take up the Myanmar's crisis issue. And this session, I hope it was an information, knowledgeable, and also very crucial for prelims as well as mains perspective. So I would say a very big thank you to all. Good luck to you all. And then do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel. And also do have access to the website and Telegram link of AKSIS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And then again, see you tomorrow with the DNA, that is Daily News Analysis at AKSIS Academy. Till then, thank you, goodbye, and then take care.